I bid you welcome to today's video. Once again, I am Tommy, your host for the day. Got your match against HinaMizawa, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong from the Smoke and Battle Finder. And the reason I've been so inactive is, once again, just because of exams. I've got about a week or so till my next final two exams. And, you know, until then, I'll probably be making videos for the next couple of days. And then after that, my sort of guilt will kick in and I'll start doing some work, but I'm going to try and at least stockpile some videos so I can sort of upload them gradually throughout the exam period. Like, I can happily play games during the exam period as like a way of chilling out and relaxing, but it's hard to do a commentary just because your mind's always preoccupied with remembering all these equations and stuff, so it's like, I'd rather wait until I'm less stressed out so I can at least make some kind of decent entertaining commentary. So first turn. Mischievous versus Murkrow. I just go for a taunt because I figure if it's one of those perish trapping Murkrows, I can taunt it and it only gets off one of those attacks, so I should be safe. But it turns out he goes to Ampharos anyway, so that's fine, whatever. Now I go for Shadow Ball just to see what it'll do. Sort of half expecting a Volt Switch to come my way, but it turns out he's defensive. Looks to be specially defensive with like Discharge and lefties, so I figure, alright, this turn, I don't want to go to Shiftry because there's a good chance he'll go for like Signal Beam or HP Ice, so just going to go to Flareon. Turns out he does go for HP Ice, which is perfect for me. Now I got my Toxic Orb activated and I'm ready to go on a Rampage. I can't get static because I'm paralyzed. Paralyzed? What? What are you talking about? Because I'm poisoned, therefore I cannot be paralyzed, therefore I am all fine and safe going for a physical attack. In comes Seadra. I've seen from my friend Chris's video that Seadra is a threat, believe it or not. And Seadra is pretty damn bulky when you give it the Eviolite, so, you know, that facade pretty much sums it up. Less than half HP from a Guts Flareon, that's pretty powerful. So now I go into Tentacle because it can do nothing to me. Gonna go for a layer of Toxic Spikes because he has no Rapid Spinner and no Poison type, so I figure why not. Well, he does have a Rapid Spinner, but if Armado wants to keep going for Rapid Spin, then I can just keep setting them up again because I outspeed it anyway, so that's not really an issue. What is an issue is, you all saw this coming, Tentacle dies in one hit from an Earthquake from full HP. It does at least normally take like one Volt Switch or one, I don't know, return or something before it dies, but you know, in this case, we've done it, you know, we've got it out the way straight away. One Earthquake, straight kills Tentacle, but that's fine. I got up the one layer. That's all I need. Now once again, it's one of my teams which is based on getting up Toxic Spikes and then going for a Venoshock sweep. Normally I'll use Haunter or Victory Bell. This time I thought I would try something a little bit different, go for Dustox. So now we got Shiftry versus the Ampharos. I know I outspeed even though I'm a mix set, so just gonna go for a Nature Power here. That's why the background isn't what it normally is. I tried doing that before, and I like left it to record with the custom background on, and for some reason it turns to Tri-Attack when you have that weird like sub-dom purple basement thing going on. So when that's on, it turns to Tri-Attack, and therefore it messed up the recording, so that is why we have the really bright orange-yellow background. But gonna go to Wormadam. I can take any hit from this thing. Fake Out, Drain Punch, Sucker Punch, Return, whatever. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I think I get up Rocks on this turn. Yeah, I figured it would be useful for just wearing stuff down. Especially this Murkrow, which I guess is why he brings it in now, but gonna just go for Toxic on this turn. I didn't want him to... I thought about going for Protect to see what he'd do, but then I thought there's a very good chance he has Sub, so just gonna go for Toxic. He does Perish Trap me here, which is, you know, I haven't seen this set in a while, but it's definitely an effective one. Murkrow isn't the bulkiest of things, but if you fully invest, give it a Eviolite, it can still take hits pretty well, so... You know, the end result here is Wormadam basically wears this thing down to a point where it's not worth him saving this thing. So, essentially we both die on the next turn to Perish Song. He was almost dead to Poison, but... You know, just had that special bulk to take my Signal Beams pretty well, so... Down goes Wormadam. So both my defensive walls have gone down. Now I am relying completely on my sweepers and this troll mischievous thing. which is max speed, max HP, which is my favourite EV spread. Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, Taunt, and should be Destiny Bond, but I think is actually Pain Split. So this turn I do go for a Pain Split because I have nothing better to do, and it turns out he dies from poison, so I guess that's a pretty fair trade. Next turn I can go into my Flareon. I didn't think he'd bring in Seadra straight away, so I figured this was a safe switch. Now Gardevoir definitely does outspeed, but I know from prior experience, Flareon has the special bulk to take any single hit from, like, Scarf Gardevoir, which I suspect it might be. In comes the Armaldo, gets poisoned, that's great, gonna add to my Dustox's capabilities. Go for a Flame Charge. I kind of figured, you know, I can get off 2 Flame Charges here because it's not gonna OHKO him. Turns out it does OHKO him from that range, so do not underestimate Flareon. But, you know, 1, 2, doesn't matter. Gardevoir still can't kill me from this point, so he pretty much has to bring in Seadra. And knowing that Seadra can't do anything to my Dustox, I'm just going to Baton Pass out. Pass off that speed boost into Dustox, and the best he can do is, well, I guess Clear Smog, if it has that. But it turns out it's like a Rest Sleep Talk set with Scold, and I don't know if we see the final move. But the thing is, with this +1 speed boost, I can go for a Quiver Dance. That puts me at +2 speed. That will outspeed a Gardevoir if it is indeed Scarfed. And of course, the +1 special attack is going to be probably needed to take that thing down. So I go for a Bug Buzz. I don't know why he didn't Sleep Talk on that particular turn, but, you know, next turn he does Sleep Talk, gets a Scold, and the great thing about Dustox, my friends, Dustox cares not for Scold because Shield Dust will block any secondary effects from moves like a burn from Scold or a flinch from Headbutt, all that kind of stuff, so it's not too bad. Definitely a handy ability to have around. So I'll take out the Seadra. Next in comes the Gardevoir. Hoping that I can actually outspeed. I feel like +2 should definitely outspeed any kind of Gardevoir, but we will see. Yes, I do. Go for a Bug Buzz. At +1, it's definitely not living from that kind of range, so take out the Gardevoir. That is brilliant. Dustox, the main problem with this thing is that it is probably one of the slower Quiver Dancers, so, well, I guess it doesn't have that great special attack either, so it mainly relies on being bulky enough to live like 1 or 2 hits and set up a little bit first. And it's Bug Poison, so there's no, like, going down to half health straight away from a switch into Stealth Rock, so yep, anyways, gonna Venoshock the Ampharos, and that will be the game! Hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, Dustox definitely becoming one of my favourite Venoshock sweepers to use. I prefer Mothim as like an offensive bug Quiver Dancer in general, but you know, Dustox has got some potential, especially when combined with his accomplices Kenny and of course Flareon. So, with that being said, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.